Yeah. It goes.
So there's so much like that I wish we could do, you know, and we had more time and energy. This is the behind the scenes content. We're in Armenia. Tom is just chilling on his bed.
Just finished MMA Talk.
Yeah, check out MMA Talk on YouTube. You could hear Tom's voice. So this is our hotel room. You could show them their view from our hotel room. Having a really deep conversation with Tom right now, and we wanted to just record it and put it out there, just in case anyone wants to listen to it. You know, if you don't want to listen to it, just exit right now. But if you want to learn something and have a, you know, maybe learn something about business, meaningful conversations.
Life, honestly. This is almost like a life conversation.
Yeah. Like, because I've been on my own for the last year. And we were talking about how much I've learned and how much I've gone through in the last year, even though it's been super risky and not financially rewarding. And we're trying to see perspective on it. And Tom's been on your own for like, what, 5 years now? 4 years? You haven't, or actually before that, because when you were 20, you had your own trucking company. So you haven't worked for someone? Like, on like a W-2 or say?
Yeah, Percy was interesting because it was a business partner, but having those business partners makes you not feel so alone, right?
Sure.
But even right now in Beacon's Guard, I don't feel alone.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm feeling that you feel a little bit alone in Freight Caviar a little bit.
Do I feel alone? I don't feel alone. I just don't feel like I'm making money. And I feel like, and it's not about being alone. It's about like having that reward of out of it, you know, like getting something like financially out of it. Because like, I don't feel like alone with you. I mean, in terms of like,
the business.
The business, like, I just feel like, you know, like I've taken all these risks and I haven't been rewarded for yet.
Financially.
Yeah.
But you have been rewarded in other ways.
I've learned the most in the last year than I've learned any time beforehand.
Yeah,
so
knowledge-wise, 100%. Results-wise, from the outside looking in, like, as me looking at you, like, within this year, you took an Instagram from 0 to 15K. You've got a podcast with top-level executives in the country, you know, just, like, sharing so much knowledge with you that's so valuable, and their connections.
I gotta continue that. That's gonna be nonstop.
Yeah.
I make 2 episodes a week because it's actually really time consuming.
2 episodes a week is really good.
And I gotta get a better newsletter out where it's more interesting.
Yeah.
And get sponsored by it. Because I do have like 200 people, you know, reading my email every day. So I know there's, in perspective, I gotta continue that.
Yeah.
And like continuing Freight Caviar and being an executive on like a leadership level. You know, like.
And even if it doesn't hit you with that much dopamine, because it doesn't get, because like what I want to talk about with the dopamine is like when you post your content on Instagram, you're getting so many likes, so many views. Like people love this. And then you post that and it's much smaller of a number. You're like, why don't people love this? It's not as entertaining. It's not
entertaining. It's more educational.
Yeah, but there is like 50 people that fucking watch it or whatever the number. I watch it, some of those episodes, and I love them. Like the one with Trey Griggs, like I learned really real business stuff from listening to that, and I learned real business stuff that doesn't seem like business stuff. For example, traveling around the world and doing business. He's like, like I don't work out as much as I'd like to because I'm doing it, but like I try to do my best, and like it's just where I'm at in my life right now, right?
Yeah.
And like I kind of feel like that's similar. And then like little micro tips, like just bringing my home pillow.
Tom wishes he brought his pillow to Armenia.
Yeah, I wish it so bad.
Trey Griggs, shout out to Trey Griggs.
Shout out to Trey Griggs, and that's like a great tip. That's like not really business, but like it applies to business. How you feel, how you like, how well you handle yourself while traveling and meeting with people like clients, etc.
Definitely.
Like those are big tips.
So sometimes like in business, especially when you take a risk and start your own thing, you know, the financial reward I think is almost like the last thing to come. The rewards of like learning.
And the whole reason you started all of this wasn't because financial reward, right?
It was honestly like I felt I was stagnating as a freight broker. I wasn't learning anything. Year after year I was doing the same thing. And you know, being a freight broker, you don't need to do a lot. You're just posting loads, calling people. Like it's, you know, you could be a great freight broker.
There are like micro things you could try to trick your brain to learn more. Like the only thing, like now when I broker freight, when I'm in a situation that I'm brokering freight, like what I try to learn and pick up on is human psychology. That's the thing that's
Chris Voss.
Yeah, like Chris Voss type stuff, laws of human nature.
Dude, on FreightWaves, they just were talking about how everyone should read the Chris Voss's book.
Really?
The guy was like,
on FreightWaves, they were talking
and they were actually talking about they were going to go over the book in sales negotiation.
Wow.
Yeah, that was like the whole topic. It was one of the podcasts. So, yeah, on FreightWaves. But it's like, I know you wanted to talk about the Chinese proverb before we started recording. If you could tell us about the Chinese proverb.
Yeah, to just give a little context on that conversation. So we were talking about how lately things have been happening maybe a little slower than you'd like that you wish you had more time. Maybe the results aren't as crazy as you would like them to be already. And things aren't happening like we were talking about the amazing content we filmed that we lost.
It's got deleted. We had a lot of content that got deleted.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything negative in terms of like what's going on in Armenia. It was more about the reality and kind of learning from like a different perspective.
Like people would have loved it.
People would have loved it. And like these people are honestly doing a great job out here, and they're providing a service for freight brokers in America. So we got it deleted, unfortunately.
We got it deleted, and that's where I want to pick off on that quote. So like, obviously you're pretty upset about it. Like you wish you had that content.
I wish we had it. Yeah. At the same time, like I'm happy about everything the way it's gone so far. Even we went through an experience that was at the moment kind of frightening, because like we were in unknown territory with unknown people getting really mad at us. But the situation cooled off and we had a good conversation. Yeah. And I think that was super powerful.
Good experience to have in life.
I'm happy it happened, to be honest.
Exactly. And that's kind of my approach has now changed since seeing this quote that I've been applying to a lot of situations in my life in like the last, I don't know, month and a half or so. Yeah. Is like when something like that happens, instead of replying like, hell yeah, I'm super happy about it, or I'm kind of sad about it, I just started replying maybe to my mind.
Wait, maybe
maybe
what?
It's good that it happened. Maybe it's bad. Maybe. Okay. I don't know.
And so this is a Chinese proverb.
This is the Chinese proverb that I'm applying to a lot of situations in my life. Like maybe it's good that all that content got deleted. Okay. You don't know. And now this is the quote or the short story. Pretty much there was a Chinese farmer who had a horse. One day his horse ran away, and that night all his neighbors came to him and they're like, oh man, that sucks. We feel so bad for you. That's a lot of money. Like, we know you loved that horse, you raised it, and like it ran away. Like, that sucks, man. And most people would be like sad, mad, like whatever. And the Chinese farmer says, maybe it's bad. Like, what do you mean maybe? Like, you're crazy. You're crazy. And so, whatever. Next day, a couple days pass, and the horse comes back with 6 friend horses. Like 7 horses come back, and like everyone's like comes to his house later that night. Dude, you have 7 horses now. Like, that's amazing. That's crazy. That's a miracle. Like you must be so happy. Like, this is the best thing that's ever happened to you.
Maybe.
Right? And he says maybe. Exactly. And they're like, what do you mean maybe?
But okay, but like,
what's wrong with you?
Like,
let me just say it a couple more times, and maybe then it hits.
Sure.
The next day, his son's trying to tame one of these horses that comes, and he breaks his hand. Same deal. Maybe it's good that he broke his hand. Everyone's like, what the hell? What are you talking about? It's not good that he broke his hand. Maybe it is. Week later, Chinese army comes recruiting for the army, and they're like, oh, your son's hand is broken. Like, we can't take him. Like, oh my God, that's amazing. It's like, maybe it is, And so like everything that happens, like it's just easier to process things. Yeah. I've found when I just say maybe.
Sure. So in terms of like when you something happens to you, instead of reacting in a positive or negative way, I don't really like the fact that it's kind of like balanced out. Yeah. Because I like experiencing emotions.
Yes, I'm a high emotional person too.
I like experiencing like good emotions, and when it's negative emotions, I feel like they teach me a lot.
And what am I? I'm a 7 on this like.
You're a 7 Enneagram, which is your enthusiast.
And my energy levels, ask anyone throughout my life, like I'm super enthusiast. Like people, like I'm always approach things positively. And I've been loving this maybe.
The maybe approach. Thing I think shows just more perspective on what's going on in your life. and it's definitely a smart thing to do because you'd never really know until like you see the following of what's going to happen. Yeah. So, but at the end of the day, I feel like I love like really good high positive emotions. Yeah. And then really bad negative emotions really teach me, which bring me to a higher level. So if I'm kind of like, I kind of feel like I'm not experiencing the emotions like I should be, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
Like, have you had that ever since, like, you've been saying, because, like, could you give us an example of, like, when you were, like this video, you said maybe it's a good thing this video got deleted. Yeah. And honestly, I think perspective-wise, you're right that it is you're saying maybe.
We'll never know.
I think it is just because, like, that will maybe bring too much information out there that us two don't want to reveal now.
Maybe we're not ready. Maybe we're not ready to show all that. You know?
I don't, because I feel like if we were to release that information, a lot of executives in America, if they were to get that information, there might be some kind of change in what's going on. You know,
positive or negative. Like it could go. So maybe it could go so many different directions.
That's true. Maybe
we never know what way it goes.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And so you just do it. And what happens, right? So, and if you really, really want to make something happen, you keep trying to make it happen.
I have an idea right now.